All right, so I'm going to be showing you guys the fastest VC method in NBA 2K25. You will be able to make about 25,000 VC an hour, depends on how fast you go, and I'll explain that more in a second. But before I show you the method, make sure you like and subscribe. We're so close to 6,000 subs, and by the time you watch this video, we might be there. If that's the case, then help subscribe either way. Help me get to 7,000. I would really appreciate it. Now, that being said, I'm going to show you guys the method, and if you have any questions, by the way, make sure you check out the comments. A lot of people will help you there. Join the Discord. In the Discord, they will help you there. And I'm usually streaming, so I might be able to answer some questions while I'm streaming. So don't be afraid to ask me. Please don't spam the chat, though. I would really appreciate that. Now, that being said, for this method, you want to make a new build. It makes it a lot easier, in my opinion. You could technically use any build, but with the new build, it's so much easier. And specifically, you want to make exactly a tempo pushing point. Now, I'm going to show you the exact attributes. It's a point guard, 6'5", 175 pounds, and a 7'1" wingspan. And these attributes, you can pause the screen, copy these attributes to the T. Exactly as they are on screen, you want to copy them. Now, trust me, I'll explain more of this in a second. But before I do, I also want to point out that the team that you go to does matter. So try to pick a team that you think is going to miss the playoffs, right? And another one is pick a team with a 1-star challenge to become a starter. This will make the process even easier. Now, I found that the Utah Jazz fits this description perfectly. So make sure, if you want to use the Utah Jazz, go ahead. I'm going to use them for this one. So, perfect. Now, rebirth, that doesn't matter. I know people ask me about that. Don't worry about that. Now, as soon as you want to jump in, skip all these cutscenes. Don't worry about them. All right, so when you come into the settings, I recommend you put your difficulty on Hall of Fame for this method, right? Then come down. You can turn off anything, but the ones you want to turn off is the action replays and the camera cuts. Make sure you turn those off, and then make sure you go to commentary language and put it to Spanish. Now, if you don't care about commentary language, right, or you can leave the audio on, but if you do care and it annoys you because you don't know the language, then turn it off. Change with your settings. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. Now, another thing I want to point out is that's really the only settings you want to do. All right, so the reason you're making this build exactly the way I recommend it is because you want to start off with a 74 speed and 80 agility. Every other build starts off with like a 40 with the 40 speed or a 50 speed, or maybe 60, but 74 is the most you can start off with. And so this is a very important thing for the method, and I'll explain that more in a little bit, but just make the build. Trust me, it'll make it a lot easier for you. All right, so you want to go backstage of your first NBA game. You're going to get this cutscene. Don't worry about it. You can skip it right away. Now, another thing you can do is change your short press and hold to 1 second. So that's another thing you can do. But anyways, you want to be in your personal goals, and I just got to quickly remind you, this only works with NBA Cup champion, right? I saw some other videos of people saying you don't want to pick NBA Cup champion because it takes too long. They're wrong. Trust me, NBA Cup champion is the fastest way, and I'll show you why in a second. But you skipped all the cutscenes. You're going to talk to a lot of people, so I'm going to show you what to do when you get into your first game. And this is going to be your NBA debut, and we'll title it that so you guys don't get confused. I'll be right back. All right, so as soon as you get into your first game, all you want to do is call a zone. Usually when you're a point guard, they'll give it to the point guard. You'll be able to foul. Sometimes you do have to play a little bit just because the game is, that's just the way 2K is. But all you got to do is just shoot it. Don't worry about it. You don't need to make any shots. All you have to do is foul out as quick as possible. Now, the reason you made the build, again, I showed you guys, the 74 speed is very important. It makes it so much easier. On different builds, you were running and trying to catch players to foul them. On this build, you can just run up and just smack them in the arm, and it's very easy. You'll be able to get out the game. Now, you want to foul out of the first game, and then after this, it gets a little bit complicated, so I'm going to have to re-explain everything. So just foul out of your first game, and then I'll show you what to do after that. All right, so after your first game, you want to sim to your next key game, or your first key game to be exact. Now, I have to explain this. The first game that you played is the NBA season debut, or the rookie debut. That's what it's titled. The game that you want to sim to is the key game. Now, you only ever have to play key games after this, and you'll just to clarify, because I know a lot of people get confused, just to clarify, this is a key game. An easy way to check your key games is to press R1. Now, when you press R1, it's going to show you only 4. Don't get confused. Don't worry about it. Just play through all 4, and then the next 2 will appear, which will be 5 and 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go play through the first 4, then I'll show you the 5 and the 6, and then I'll explain what to do afterwards. Now, I'm taking it really slow because I know a lot of people get confused, so I'm going to go play that, and I'll be right back, okay? All right, so after you finish your first 4 cup games, and I know a lot of people get stuck here, it's not going to show anything. All you have to do is press square, and eventually they're going to pop up. Now, I am just saying that because I know a lot of people ask me that question. Now, if you press R1, you'll see the 5th and the 6th game. So get to your 6th game because this is very important. Don't worry about your 5th. Get to your 6th, and I'll explain exactly what you need to do, okay? So get to your 6th, and then I'll explain what to do. Just to clarify again, your 6th key game is your 6th NBA Cup Championship game, which will be key game 6 of 7, just so you don't get confused. All right, so one of the things that I was going to say about the 6th game, and I'm going to tell you this right now so you don't get confused. When you start the game, pay attention to what the floor looks like. It's very important. If the floor looks like a regular NBA court, just foul out. If it's the NBA Cup Championship or tournament games, the final games where it's like the special court in Vegas, then you must lose the game. So try to lose the game, okay? Just pay attention to the court, and just to be safe, if I'm being honest with you, try to lose the game either way. All right, so as soon as the game ends, this is very important. Do not sim. Do not sim. Do not do anything. Make sure you close the app. All right, after you come back into the game, now you want to go back into your schedule, and you want to press square. Now, before you do that, pay attention to the bottom left. In the earlier clip, it said sim to mid-season meeting. In this one, it says sim to next key game. Now, for your first season, I'm going to show you what to do because it's a little bit different. But for every other season after this, which would be the second and the third with this specific method, you just want to repeat the same process of losing the 6th key game, closing app, and then pressing square, which will take you directly to the playoffs. Now, you're going to get stopped a bunch of times for jersey swaps, GOAT moments, whatever thing, anything that stops you, just ignore it. Trust me, if it works, if you did it properly, you're not going to have an issue. Just keep pressing square. All right, Coach Tucker's going to need to talk to you twice. One of them is just because you become a starter. The second time is the franchise player thing. And I apologize, in the earlier clip, I messed up. I actually had it reversed. The second one is called the franchise player trouble in paradise. This one, you go to the front office, you talk to Coach Tucker. Don't worry, you'll be able to sim straight to the playoffs right after this. After you talk here with Coach Tucker, then you actually go talk to Patrick and then sim straight to the playoff. All right, so once you get to the playoffs, you pretty much can skip it because you did pick, if you picked a bad team, you don't have to play the playoffs at all. You can just go straight to the offseason. If you picked a good team, just skip simming. If you somehow win, cool. If you keep losing, great. It doesn't matter. Obviously, the Knicks won. Hey, a lot of Knicks fans are probably happy. That might happen. Who knows? You know, I'm not saying it won't. But once you get to the offseason, now you want to run and talk to the good man, Patrick Shells, or Shams. I don't know. I forget his last name. But you just talk to him. You skip the cutscene. Now, I'm going to be honest with you here. I've tried this before. And I'll explain it. Now, you get 3 options. The FIBA qualifier is, I believe, necessary, and I've been told that it's not. I've tried it before and it did work, but for your safety, I would just do the FIBA qualifier. If you don't care about risking it or not, then do the trainer scrimmages. Right? This is only every offseason you come in here, except for something, and I'll show you that in the next clip. But for the first offseason, you can pick whatever you want. I would just always do FIBA so you don't accidentally mess up. So just a quick reminder, and then I'll show you what. And by the way, I guess I should tell you this now. I'm going to pick the FIBA qualifier, but I'm going to tell you something else. After your first season, after your first game that you foul out again, you're going to become a starter, or it's going to be your first starter game. You're going to get endorsements. Now, at the end of your thing, you're going to want to come in here into progression, and it's going to say endorsements. You want to collect your VC from that. Obviously, I can't do that yet because I haven't gone through, but just a quick reminder, that's what you want to do. All right, so once you get to your 3rd season, I'm going to show you guys the VC so you guys have proof. I'm at 396,318. You're going to want to talk to the homeboy Patrick. Now, I already talked to him, but I explained that in the video. So all you got to do is play the games, and it's going to be the tournament. As you can see, this is the FIBA tournament finals against France. Now, like I said before, you don't have to play your qualifiers. One thing that you will notice is that you're not the number 1 seed. I don't know if there's a risk. Maybe sometimes you don't get it. So if I'm you, I would probably play the qualifiers just to be safe. I didn't do it because I was testing it. But all you got to do is win this game and you get 25,000 VC. I'll show you once I'm done with this game. All right, so after your game, this is going to be your final game. This is going to be the best moment of your life. Maybe not your life. All right, that's an exaggeration. But the point is you're going to have a really good time after simming this because this is how you get 25,000 VC very easily. And as you guys can see, my Twitch chat is going crazy right now. Shout out to Twitch. If you guys want to follow me on Twitch, you can find it. So I'm very happy, man. This is pretty amazing. So as soon as this game ends, you get a lot of VC for the last game, which is a W as well. But that's not where the VC is coming from. Nah, don't worry about that. And I'm gonna show you guys the VC. Let me just hide my username really quickly, because I don't want to show it on video. But look at my VC go up. Boom, 25,000 VC. I showed you guys the VC before this. All right, so I forgot to mention this, and I'm just gonna add it to the video. But if you're doing the 3-season method, you're gonna be able to collect some endorsements. You're not going to be able to get on all of them, but just make sure you come in here, and after you finish your 3rd season in the FIBA tournament, click it. And if you might have an extra 3,000 VC or 2,000 VC. So just a quick recommendation. I know a lot of people forget to collect the VC from here. So make sure you collect the VC from that. Absolute W's in the chat. That's the fast VC method. If you want a better method, in my opinion, check out my other video. It's a little bit older, but luckily for you, if you subscribe and you turn on notifications, the next video after this is going to be the after patch method, where we're going to dive really in depth on the better method or the better version of this method, which is the 7-season method. So like I said, that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you. Jesus loves you. And I have a little quote for you that I came up on stream. It's don't worry about me. If you care for me, pray for me. So thank you guys for watching. God bless you. Like I said, take care.